Good morning, everybody. It's Dr. Galvin with another post-ER shift update. Worked last night. It's now Sunday morning. Got called in a little bit early last night because of concerns about the protests that were happening locally. Luckily, nothing really bad happened. Just peaceful protests, no looting, no burning, nothing like that. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for other parts of the country, but here locally, we did not have any real problems. With all the other things going on, it's kind of easy to forget that we are still in the midst of a pandemic. And to that end, we're going to do the numbers. We haven't done them in a few days. Total worldwide, 6.1 million cases worldwide, 370,000 deaths, 2.6 million recoveries here in the U.S. We're up to 1.8 million cases, 105,000 deaths so far, 390,000 recoveries. Here in North Carolina, we're at 28,000 cases, 877 deaths. Interesting, we've been relaxing restrictions here, and what we've been seeing here over the last couple days is a little bit concerning. We've actually been seeing triple-digit increases in cases over the last few days, and going back to the 27th, we had 488 confirmed cases. 28th, 784 cases, the 29th, 1,076 cases, and then yesterday, 1,185 cases. Now, testing has been going up. We did 12,000 tests on the 27th, 11,000 on the 28th, 15,000 on the 29th, and 13,000 on the 30th. So testing has gone up just a little bit, but we've had a big spike in cases. Now, those numbers are a little bit early to determine whether or not they're actually related to us opening up these restrictions or not, but those numbers are going up, and we're starting to see some increases in numbers in other states as well. And along with those increased numbers of cases, we're starting to see some increased numbers of hospitalizations as well. I know here in the hospital, we've seen what seems like a bunch of cases amongst our Hispanic population, especially this sort of migrant worker group of cases. I've heard from my partners that we've seen a fair number of those cases. Luckily, most of them haven't been really all that sick, not sick enough to require admission, but we have been seeing that. So that's of interest. And again, you can't really figure out trends from looking at isolated things where observation and causation are not necessarily linked, but we watch those trends because if we see a progression of increasing number of cases and increasing hospitalizations, we could have a problem on our hands. I think as we relax restrictions, the tendency is to think, oh, it's all over with, when that may not be the case at all. I'm going to keep things a little bit short. I'm going to be back. I'm going to do another one tomorrow morning because I'm working again in the emergency department tonight. I have gotten some questions about Motrin. A bunch of people have asked me about that. I remember that early on, I think at the beginning of March, there was a report from the World Health Organization that Motrin might be dangerous to take if you have symptoms of COVID. That hasn't really played out. And there was something to do with the ACE2 inhibitor, or ACE2 receptor that is associated with some of the cells that we think that the virus attaches to. That has not played out, and we don't think that there's any danger to using Motrin for fever control or Ibuprofen, which is the same thing, or naproxen or anything like that. So I think Tylenol is the first line drug for fever, especially in children. But if you feel like the Tylenol is not doing it and you want to use Motrin, I don't think that there's any contraindication to using that for that. I'm working on a little bit of a longer video to go through fact checking, and I thought it might be useful because not only does it apply to COVID, but it applies to anything. And I'm going to go through my process for fact checking things. And since I've got somebody who's kind of helping me, we're going to try to do a little bit more produced video. And a lot of you have been sending me this video about that COVID is actually a bacterium and it causes DIC. And it's full of fallacies and other things. So I think I'm going to use that as an example, and I'm going to do a video about how to fact check these things, and we'll use that as a great example, and I'll go step by step through it, and hopefully we'll post that sometime later this week. And again, we're going to be doing more wellness stuff as well. It was a tough night last night. I worked hard. Like I said, I got called in early and was busy with a lot of different things. They kept me running all night long. So I'm going to go home and go to bed. But I will see you tomorrow morning with another update, and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll talk to you later. As usual, if you find this useful, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.